I'm Chef Allison of The Sweet Piece, and welcome to another one of our episodes of Kitchen Foundations. We're going to talk about another basic today. Our basic is a leavener. A leavener is anything that you add to a dough or a batter to make it rise. Baking soda is the most common, and baking powder is a combination of baking soda and an acid. We'll start with baking soda. Arm & Hammer or any other brand that you use whatever you're comfortable with or what you can find at the supermarket or honestly what you have in the house. Baking soda is a pure sodium bicarbonate. You're going to use a baking soda when you only need a single reaction. A single reaction means as soon as you mix something, you're going to put it in the oven to use it. Something that you're going to pre-mix and have longevity, you may want to have baking powder or both baking soda and baking powder. We'll get into a little bit of that more in a minute. When baking soda is combined with an acid, it produces CO2, the same CO2 that we breathe out. That CO2 is what gives anything its rise or its leavening. You would want to use your batter or your dough rather soon because the chemical reaction will happen immediately. As soon as you put the baking soda with your acid, it's going to start to rise. Cookies, cakes, anything like that, the heat of the oven is also going to give the CO2 its structure. So when we mix any kind of acid with baking soda, and then the heat of an oven is going to produce something to pop up, and also it's going to help it with its browning. Baking soda often has a tangy taste to it. Think buttermilk or pancakes. Many times a recipe will call for the addition of baking powder and the addition of more baking soda. That's when you need a double reaction or you need a little bit more of the tangy flavor that the baking soda will provide. There are so many different things that we use every day that have either baking soda, baking powder, and both. Have you ever made Play-Doh at home? Have you ever made pancakes or just cookies? It's always confusing which one to use and when. Flavor, the tangy flavor in a buttermilk pancake or the browning and look of a cookie, that's going to depend on what we use. When your leaveners are combined with an acid or heat, the protein in some of the other ingredients, let's say egg, when there's egg involved, the heat is going to cause the egg to rise and get strong. Think like a cooked scrambled egg, its structure versus a raw egg. A raw egg is runny and loose. A cooked egg is puffier and high. So that's the different kind of structures that are happening. A quick tip for you what to use and when. When you need something to rise and there is an acid already in your recipe, you would need baking soda. So when the baking soda is added to any liquid, this is your chemical reaction. Nothing. Baking powder, which is the leavener that already has the acid in it, when mixed with liquid, is going to produce a different reaction. So when you zoom in, you'll see the leavening reaction of the bubbles. That's because the acid is already present in our baking powder. Thank you so much for spending time in our kitchen today learning the difference between baking soda and baking powder.